Hey guys, it's Dave. This is my first time doing one of those talking head video things, so let me know what you think in the comments. I wanted to talk you through the military pay chart, and specifically, I thought there's a whole lot of videos that talk about what the military pay chart is and this, that, and the other. Not a lot of videos that legitimately show you a leave and earnings statement. So obviously, I'm not going to show you all my personal information as far as social and all that other crazy stuff, but I assure you that this is my leave and earnings statement. I could scroll up. You even see right here, that's the official website. If I scrolled up, you would see all my personal information, but again, not going to do that if you don't believe me. Sorry. So the point of this video is I just wanted to walk through really quickly the entitlements and pay that we get and explain why we actually do a lot better on the income front than you think. Now, granted, before we get started, I'm at 10 years in the military. I'm a E6 staff sergeant in the Marine Corps. So that's, if you want to look at pay chart stuff. So obviously, I did not start out making this much money. However, I've always made a very sufficient amount of cash to survive on and thrive on. So again, point of this is not to show off what I make. It's to show you the benefits you get through pay. Now you'll see this first one right here, the basic pay, and you'll see that it says taxable. So kind of the key here with looking at all your finance stuff in your pay chart is that if it says pay, it's taxable. If it says allowance or something along those lines, it's not. So as you look, so my income right here, so 3,500 taxable, 369 that's your food allowance every month, your allowance for sustenance, not taxed. 3,015 your basic allowance for housing. Now that's a lot higher because I'm in Hawaii right now and it's one of the higher BAH levels in the nation. San Francisco has us beat, but we're up there. Not taxed. The cost of living allowance, this is to compensate for how expensive it is in Hawaii. It's about 600 a month because 3 dependents. Also not taxed. So you'll see that I have this month $7,548.09 in income, but about half of that, not even half of that, is actually taxed. And you'll see that as a reflection of that, I get taxed about 280 for Fed. My state tax isn't calculated in here, but it'll come out. You'll see it obviously when I pay state taxes. And then Social Security, yep, we still contribute because we're gonna get old. Medicare, so again, we pay into that plan even if you're not going to use it, but that's okay. I mean, we're helping the world out. We pay the same expenses as everyone else. So this is your payment for your SGLI. That's your life insurance policy. So again, we're worth 400,000 dead, which is not exactly a happy thought, but it's the reality. And knowing that you're paying into that like everyone else. So the spouse SGLI, $650 a month. They're worth about $100,000, and that sounds terrible, but it's the reality. The running joke, of course, is wife gonna kill me for my money, and then it's like, well, you have a life insurance policy too, but none of that matters because that's dumb. No one's gonna do that. Oh, look, I gotta say more time. Click. See, we're live. All right. So the TSGLI, I need to double check, but I want to say that that's the one when you get out that you can opt into. Basically, you can take your life insurance and transfer it into something when you leave, but either way, it's $1 a month, so no big deal. Dental insurance, yes, you got to pay a little bit for your dental insurance. Private housing with dependents. So this is basically because I live in base housing, they pull my entire basic allowance for housing straight out of my paycheck. So it doesn't hit my account. I don't have to worry about late payments, nothing. If something goes wrong and my bill doesn't get paid, it's on the Marine Corps system, not on me. Granted, I'll still have to pay it back, but I would know if an extra 3,000 jumped into my inbox one day. So if you were living out in town or whatever, that would not get pulled out, and that's your allowance for rent or mortgage or whatever. So they do a very good job of making sure that you're taken care of. My 50 cents towards retirement home. Hopefully I never need one of those, but you never know. And then, so this is my Roth TSP, my thrift savings plan. So this is my personal Marine Corps retirement plan. I just upped this. So this is 15% of my paycheck, I believe, $534.56 this month. And then I have a savings allotment. So when you guys hear me talk about Savings allotments, you know that I'm not just saying it. I'm putting, so every month $1,500 gets jumped into my Navy Federal account, and some of that goes towards credit card, or there's like $300 that goes into an auto loan, two different cars, not one really expensive car, two cars, an SUV and a Focus, both less than 6 years old and less than $300 a month. So not doing anything too terrible there. But the rest of that goes straight into my business account, my investment account. And then there's also other money that goes in there as well. My wife has a job, and there's leftovers from the other 800 every paycheck that goes into my account. The 800 every paycheck is not including all my allotments. That's what I actually get for like spending and groceries and stuff. $250 First Command Bank. I'm going to stop that soon. That was a different investment plan and a different life insurance policy that I had pulled out for, or not life insurance, uh, a healthcare plan that I had pulled out that I've since realized is just not really what I want to be putting money into. I thought it was going to be a better investment, but it's not a bad investment. It's just I have other plans and other strategies now. So I'm going to stop this allotment and pull my cash back out of what's left of that and move on. So the total expenses $5,918.19. That's including the TSP and the savings account. So that's saying that I should have right at, if you look here, my first payment of the month, my second payment of the month. So $1,629.90 is what gets dropped into my checking account every month. 814. I currently have an envelope system set up, so I pull out $940 each paycheck, and that's my total expenditures for the month. Honestly, I've been having a lot left over. I could probably cut that down to $700 a month. We're going to reevaluate after this month. But you'll see that I basically just pull my checking account plus another 120 out, and that's what I have for spending money. And then the 1,500 that goes into savings allotment, that's for paying off my auto loans, but then investing and business account. The 534 for the Roth, that's also investing and savings account. And then here, I'm going to scroll down once. Actually, I'm going to drag the bar so I don't scroll too far. All right, so now you should be able to see right here, benefits paid by the Marine Corps for you. I opted into the blended retirement last week. And so here's why this is such an awesome benefit. Look at this, year to date. So this is 1 month. That's the first month right there. That's the match. That's the auto. So if you look at that, right, over $300 a month. I don't want to do the math. 350-ish is going to be going into my thrift savings plan as a I'm sorry, it looks like that's been 2 months. So correct myself there. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure which date I started, so I think this is probably more accurate. Either way, whether that's 1 month or 2 months, $350. So it's either $350 a month, which I think is wrong. I'm thinking it's more like $200 a month, $175 a month. But $175 a month is still, over $2,000 a year, closer to $2,400 a year. Somewhere in that range, that's going to get put into my account for doing nothing. It's free money, and that's going to compound over time, which if you're staying in the military, the pension system is great, but as of right now, I don't know. I can't guarantee you that I'm going to be here 20 years from now. So it makes way more sense for me to opt into the blended retirement system and then watch that grow. Now, some things with this is we can kind of stop focusing on the screen there, but you need to understand your TSP. You need to understand the G fund, the S fund, the C fund, the I fund, the life cycle 20 whatever funds, which is where your match originally goes until you change it up. I would say if you don't understand anything with your TSP, like if you're not super savvy with mutual funds, index funds, and investing, then I would highly recommend that you just put your money in the life cycle fund. So if you're my age, the life cycle 2050 might be okay. If you're younger, as soon as the life cycle 2060 comes out, I would dump your money into that. And that's going to be, they're going to change it based on your age. So at a young age, it'll be much higher risk, much higher interest rate. And then as you get older, it'll slowly transition to the G fund, which is the safest and lowest earning account. The benefit to this is that you can just kind of set it and forget it, as that old cooking commercial said, but you can set it into the life cycle fund and never touch it again. Don't take loans from it. Just keep depositing. Just don't worry about it. Deposit your match, deposit whatever. If you max that thing out your first 3-4 years in the military, you could never deposit again and just let your match, deposit the 5% so you get the full 5% match and just deposit that, and you would have way more than you need to retire on by the time you hit retirement age. It's a very cool plan. So I'm going to give a little shameless plug in here because hopefully by the time this is done, I will have completed my ebook. I just wrote an ebook. I have it out at a graphic designer right now, finishing up the details and making it look pretty, because I did a great job writing it, I think, and explaining kind of what I want as far as what I want to see as the graphics and everything. But I need to have somebody working on it as far as make it look pretty for me, because I'm just not that artistic with graphic design. And it's also not worth the amount of time it would take me to learn it. So once that's out, I'm going to link to that in this video, and then I would encourage you to check it out. This is a short read, probably 20-30 minutes tops, and it's going to walk you through what I think are the 3 strategies. So a mild strategy, an intermediate strategy, an extreme strategy, where you could set a percentage for your TSP and a percentage for your savings allotment, put it away, and depending on which percentage you have, it'll show you exactly what dollar amount you'll have left over at the end of the year, at the end of your 4 years. And then that's not including promotions or pay raises, and it'll kind of blow your mind. You could legitimately get out of the military in 4 or 5 years after your first term and never have to worry about your retirement again. Unfortunately, a lot of us don't do that. We blow money, but it's definitely possible. I gave a whole class on this the other day to my Marines. They loved it. I'm really looking forward to getting this ebook out and being able to hand it to someone and say, hey, look, if you do this your first year and you stick to it, then you're going to have this dollar amount when you are done with your first term. And then you've built enough capital that you can go and invest. And we could go on and on and on about that. But I just wanted to kind of walk through this. I hope you got something out of it. And please, if you haven't done so with the blended retirement system, go opt in or opt out. It's going to change your life, and it's a huge life decision, and I understand that. But make sure you know what's going on, ask the questions, and then make a decision and go with it. Awesome. Hey, thanks, guys. If you haven't done so, subscribe, like the video, check it out. Have a great day.